Hello, gorgeous Librans, and welcome to your September 2018 reading. I'm really intrigued to talk to you all today because September is always an interesting time frame for you, right? Happy birthday to all the September Librans out there. I hope you have a beautiful birthday. But of course, before we hit Libra season around the 22nd, we have this lead-in, right? We have the Virgo energy right before you. And whenever we have the energy right before your sign, we're looking at the integration, right? The 12th house, the spiritual energy, the energy of the secret and the hidden. And it's a really important assessment time. And a lot of times, you feel a slowdown. You'll feel a little bit more sluggish, a little bit more quiet. You're witty, funny, very capable energy that's normally moving energy very well. You guys are great facilitators. You're great at moving energy and keeping it moving and keeping it flowing and engaging with a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. But in Virgo season, we really are having this softer, quieter moment for you where you want to really look. The note that I have for you is that you are these witty, charming, great people at moving energy and using your humor and using your intellect to get things moving, to get others moving, to facilitate. Four of Cups came out. Man, this card has been coming out a ton this month. Okay, but there is that integration, right? There's the integration. And the biggest note I have for you, Librans, and I do think we talk about this a lot, how to manage your energy as air energy. You have the potential to move all the time. And that's a beautiful thing. That's one of the strengths and the exciting things about having air energy. But you can wear yourselves out. You can tire yourselves out. Pick your battles wisely. Really start to think about where you want this new solar year to take you. Two of Cups. All right. I like it. I like this. I like the rumination, the tease of a new connection, the tease of this new cup coming in, and the time that you take to reflect, and then the connection, right? And that's so perfect because I think you guys do need a little bit of a slowdown. You do need a few weeks where you can just take a breath, right? You can just take a breath and honor yourself and honor your process, and that will get you into this wonderful, creative, spark-filled energy once we hit your birthday season on the 22nd, once we have Mercury in your sign. I believe Mercury goes right into your sign on the 21st. Like suddenly, the Sun and Mercury are going to be infusing you with this talkative, clear-sighted, very powerful energy. And that's why I'm saying, you want to utilize Virgo energy, right? Virgo energy is amazing, especially after this eclipse and retrograde season we've had this summer that has shaken everything up. Virgo season is fantastic, especially this year, for getting very practical and slowing down and just looking at the day-to-day, right? And for you, because it's your 12th house, we're looking at your spiritual internal. So it's a great pause moment. And, we have a new moon in Virgo. So a new moon in your 12th house right before your season begins, the 9th. Well, not right before, but close enough. 9 of Wands came out. Page of Pentacles came out. Very interesting. Okay. There's some themes that we're all sharing. The collective energy, I have to say, for September is quite cohesive. In some strange way, I think because we've just come out of a big season. High Priestess. We're all needing this month of quiet and flow. The placements are very flowing and very supportive. We have Venus going into your second house in Scorpio on the 9th as well. So that new moon and then Venus moving into Scorpio. We're having this check-in with kind of the esoteric, secret, hidden energies. Really great time to set your intentions for what you want this new year to be. Temperance. Wow. And then, of course, at the end of the month, we have a full moon in Aries. Now, that is relational energy for you. That is your opposite sign. It illuminates your relationships. It illuminates where you're connecting. It illuminates where you are wanting to make shifts or changes in your relationships and relationships to other people. And there's where, picking your battles wisely is going to be so important for you, my Librans, because I think a lot of people are going to want your energy around. Four of Swords, more integration energy. It's strong with you this month. And the Tower. Whoa. Those two flew out together. Pick your battles wisely. Pick your battles wisely. The only other sign so far this month has gotten the Tower of Sagittarius. So you guys are neck and neck there with that energy. So let's talk through this though, and talk through what I'm feeling here as I'm looking at these cards and as I'm thinking about your energy, because you will be tempted this month to keep going at full tilt, to keep showing up. I think you guys have been doing a great job of showing up, making your commitments, trying things out, getting in there, being vulnerable, showing yourself, getting out of your head. I think actually you've been doing that, right? And it's kind of amazing. Just like, I love seeing Librans like be fully in their full element and feeling really good and feeling really empowered and feeling that they have that movement going forward. And so now we're kind of going back to, okay, we've got your energy moving, you're feeling in a good place where things are flowing and there's energy moving, but there's also a time for reflection and a time for a pause and a time to slow down and take care of your body, take care of your soul, and kind of feel through your intuitive system. And that's where this like dualism, these first 4 cards, the first half of the month, 4 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 9 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, you can kind of see the alternation here between introspection and outward manifestation. And these two, it's always really deeply tied together. So right away, 4 of Cups, like I was saying, Virgo season for you is very represented in the 4 of Cups because it's a slower time. Things may not be manifesting super fast. It may feel a little quiet. It may feel even a little unsettling if you're waiting for news to come in from somebody, or you're waiting for some kind of conclusion to something, or you're waiting to get moving on something. This can be kind of startling if you don't fight it too much. If you let the current take you underwater and then spit you back out into a fresh perspective, that's the goal here before your birthday. And if you can kind of relax into this and listen into what is needing to be felt through, because I do feel like you guys have some intuitive information that maybe because you've been so busy and you've been moving and shaking for so long, you haven't been listening to because you've just been busy doing other stuff. But now there's something telling me that you need to listen into your intuition about something that you need to share or communicate, because I see you connected with somebody, right? I see you guys connecting. I see you having this reciprocal energy flowing, and you've been in that mode for a little while now. You've been really getting in there and enjoying it. But there's something that needs to be assessed, right? Maybe you have a little bit of a blockage or a fear that you're hitting up against as you start connecting with this other person or this opportunity. And in order to fully connect with them, you need that intuitive download, right? This can also just be, I feel like for me, this represents the shift from Virgo to Libra season. Honestly, it's like waiting, quiet rumination, and then you guys getting right into your flow. Now, the other thing I'm noticing, my loves, is that 9 of Wands is popping up. And 9 of Wands is the world-weary warrior. That is what I call him. The guy that is seen a lot. And because he has seen so much action in the field, he knows when that things can go wrong. When he has something very precious, when we have the manifestation of what we really want in life, that is when we are the most tempted to fall back on old self-protective mechanisms. That is when we are the most likely to self-sabotage in very subtle, self-protective, seemingly self-protective ways. So there's something about vulnerability here showing up this month that is going to trigger a bit of this resistant stance. Be conscious of that, and I'm sure you guys will be good at kind of recognizing this. I feel like you already know exactly what this is, but it's always fascinating to see how this self-protective thing only comes up when things are going well. When things seem to be going well, there is a paranoia that if you don't stand guard somehow on your soul, on your vulnerability, that things will, behind your back, go awry. But the reality is that you have this Page of Pentacles, right? You have these openings all around you this month. You have invitations, you have doors opening up. Especially when you are saving your energy for what really matters and you're not spreading yourself too thin. Page of Pentacles is that infusion of real world stepping the game up, moving in together, making an investment, getting the raise, getting the new project off the ground. And there is a very forward motion energy almost pushing you guys forward this month, despite the fact that you need this soul integration, you need this intuitive time, there's a lot of energy pushing you forward. There's a lot of energy saying it's time for you to fully step into this. It's time for you to fully show up in this. And so that is why we're getting some of these triggering energies. And that's why we are getting some of these integrating energies. Because when you're getting pushed to grow, when you're getting pushed to expand out past where you've been, it's very important to check in. It's more essential than ever to check in and slow down when the world around you is going very fast. And I think that's the thing. There's this energy around Librans this month that's almost like people are frantic. The energy is almost frantic around you. It wants to push you hard, but you need the integration time. So let's look at the second half of this month, because this is very spiritual, what's going on here for you guys. I'm sure you can see what I'm talking about. High Priestess, Temperance, Four of Swords, and the Tower. So we are looking at, as we move past the new moon on the 9th, and as we move closer and closer to Libra season, and as Mercury goes into Libra, and as the sun goes into Libra, and as we get closer to that full moon on the 24th, and then Pluto goes direct on the 30th. We have a lot starting to push us forward once we hit Libra season. Very clear, crisp energy once we hit your birthday season, at least in September. We have something opening up here. Truth coming out. Truth coming out and new horizons being reached. And there is really no going back with this energy. I don't want you to be scared by the Tower. I will pull a couple more cards on top of this once we start talking about this, because this is an open door. This is a new beginning. This is a sense of freedom, and it is an expansive energy. It asks you to expand past what you've experienced before. It asks you to reconsider what you thought was possible and where you had self-limiting beliefs. And this Tower energy, this truth energy, this pushing forward energy is a direct result of this deeply spiritual process going on here. The High Priestess and Temperance both are balancers. They sit between the seen and the unseen. They bring a blessing via surprising pathways. Water takes the quickest route downhill. And sometimes that route is not the route that you've written in your analytical mind, right? A lot of times it's not. Most of the time it's not. The way energy delivers what you've been asking for to your door is almost always in a package you didn't actually see coming. I'm sure you've had that where you've asked for something for like a number of years, and then maybe like a year later, you'll realize you have it. You have the exact thing, but it's in a way that you never would have expected. The High Priestess and Temperance are recalibrators. They are message bringers, but they bring messages via the spiritual process, via meditation, via happenstance, via synchronicities, dreams, visions, knowing, intuition, feeling through your energetic body to get information. And they can be relatively mystifying energies if you don't slow down enough to hear them, because they whisper. I think about the Temperance energy as the alchemist, right? You take all the elements apart, you purify, and you put them back together in a new way. Now, we are in your 12th house energy, which is deeply tied to the High Priestess, and then we are going into a new year. This is alchemy, calibration, spirit, thin veil time for you. And what you are being asked to do is listen very carefully. You could be tempted to hook into a life or a project or a partnership that doesn't feel right. There is something good coming in for you this month. There's partnership, there's love, there's support, there's opportunity. However, you have to be wise about how you choose it. And there is an And there is a sense of risk and a little bit of fear when it comes to taking the leap of faith to get involved in what really does matter. I think there are things that are like in the safe zone, in your comfort zone, that you could commit to, but it won't feel very good. And there is something that you want to commit to, some project, partnership, lifestyle change that you want to commit to that is scary, because it asks you to step into your new identity. It asks you to step into an identity that you haven't fully embodied yet, because you're about to. And that's what the Tower is telling me right now. The good stuff is only past the gates of the known. The good stuff is past where you think you need to go. It's in the unseen, it's in the next thing, and it can feel scary, it can feel destructive, it can feel even out of control. However, if you are listening via intuition, via this beautiful magic supporting you, giving you the dreams, giving you the downloads, giving you the information, giving you the conversations you need to have with those that matter in this situation, the Tower is no longer scary because it frees you. It frees you from the tyranny of an old ruling system. And that is what the Tower is all about. It's about toppling the aristocracy. It is about burning down power systems that no longer serve. And most of those power systems are within ourselves. So let's pull a couple more cards to clarify what that Tower is bringing in. But what I'm seeing there is a moment of growth, is a moment of choosing consciously and subconsciously to move into the next phase of your life. There's invitations all around, and it is scaring you. It is scaring you and making you nervous that you have to grow in ways that maybe you don't think you're ready, but we're never ready in the way we think we need to be, you know? We're never ready in that way. What just fell out? Two of Wands, big growth. You see what I'm saying here? Big growth. There's a horizon here. Two of Wands is a faith card, but it's also about expanding your lens to the bigger picture. It takes you to new places. It takes you into a completely new phase of your life. I'll pull one more. And then I think we're good. I am really impressed by this energy, Libra. As I've been feeling my way from the beginning of this reading to the end, I'm seeing clearer and clearer why I was saying pick your battles. It's not so much pick your battles. Be wise about the path you choose. 10 of Pentacles came out with the 10 of Swords. There is a closeout of an energetic cycle, and there is an intentional seed planting. Something needs to go in order for something else to come in. An old identity, an old ego, an old storyline, an old plot, an old relationship, an old idea of what you thought you needed to do is being shed so that you can build this beautiful thing. And it is just beyond the Tower. Like, look at that symbolism. It doesn't have to be about shock. It doesn't have to be about pain. In a lot of ways, I feel like what is coming in for you, Libra, has been something that you have been preparing for months. Probably a lot of 2018, you have been preparing for this shift. And now it's just that bravery of knowing it's okay to leave behind the old skin. It's okay to leave behind the old standards. It's okay to put down the burden and choose what makes your soul sing. And that's what I want for you guys. Wow. You have the potential to build something when it comes to partnership and projects this month, and to open a door when it comes to these things that could last for years and be very beautiful and extremely inspiring. And I'm so excited for you guys. I think I'm going to just stop there. You can follow me on Instagram at @SARAHTAROT. I would love to see you guys over there, and we have so much fun checking in with energy. You can also book a private session with me. I will leave my website and my email in the description box, so you can find me there. I'm also wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. This is citrine, and this is just like my soul stone, and I'm so thankful for her and her beautiful work, ethically sourced work. So she's giving you 15% off All that info is in the description box. I love you all so very much, and I will see you for the next round of Moon Magics and for the October readings. Sending you so much love.